Good Thursday morning. It's 9th of October. It's going to be another beautiful day, but a bit chilly. Highs will get up in the low 60s. There's a frost advisory out for tonight. For western Loudoun, some lows could get into the mid, maybe even lower 30s. We'll have to see. So the colder spots could have some frost on them in the morning with the calm winds, and so we'll have to watch that. A little warmer on Friday into the mid and upper 60s. Same thing with Saturday, but increasing clouds. And now Sunday looks wet. The question is just how wet. Models have been kind of fluctuating back and forth as how much rain we're going to get. Now the Weather Prediction Center's got us up over an inch of rain. We'll have to see if that comes true. I'm not certain that will be the case, but we'll see. It could be, an inch or more. It could be, less than a half an inch. We'll just have to see how things pan out. It's going to be kind of hard to tell. You'll see that here on the model forecast. Then it will be breezy as we go to Monday, and then clearing up and being a little bit warmer next week. And then the longer range, it does look like we'll cool off a bit as we go into the following week. The question is just how cool. It looks really cool for a bit, but I think it would just be a little bit below normal. And that's kind of what the Weather Prediction Center, or the Climate Prediction Center, is showing us. All right, so let's go. Here we are through Friday, staying dry, no problems. And now we're into Saturday, and late Saturday, maybe some showers get pushed up here. So this is late in the evening on Saturday. So there's a lot of activities going on Saturday in the area. Tag sale here in Purcellville, as well as Joshua Hands, if you guys are interested in that. It's really cool. Charity that's in the area. And then, I'm sure a lot of other things, fall activities going on. Beautiful for the most part on Saturday till late in the day with clouds increasing. And overnight on and into Sunday, it looks like rain will increase into the area. Again, the question is how heavy does it get? If you look really close here in Loudoun, we never really get into the heavier rain on this model forecast as we go in the future. But that low does get awfully close to us, so I'm wondering if the model's not doing a good job of the western extent of the rain. It looks like a sharp cutoff between the heavier and the lighter. This is winter to be gnashing my teeth between, how much to call for snow-wise, but I think it would end up being rain anyway because of the location of the high. But anyway, but strong winds. You see the isobars are packed close together here. So Saturday and Sunday and Monday, Sunday to Monday, it should get pretty breezy into the area if this is true. That nor'easter kind of moves north and just kind of stalls out and then loops back around. So we stay breezy pretty much into Tuesday before wind should become lighter. And then we see clearing conditions and warming temperatures through the week. Then this low goes up into Canada. This is an important low because how it tracks with the side of the north and everything else. It could bring in some cooler air. So that will happen next weekend. It was looking pretty wet for a bit, but it's dried up some as the front comes through. Then there's a secondary push of some rain maybe later the following week. We'll have to see if that comes true. This high, though, from Canada is pushing cooler air into the region, so it's going to keep it not as warm as it has been, the 70s next week. But anyway, this is way far out there now. We're looking way into the future. That'd be a pretty cold shot of air and very windy nor'easter and give us a little bit of a cool down again. I mean, this does show a wavy pattern, meaning a lot of variability in the way that the forecast is showing. So we're going to warm up, cool down. Typical fall and changeable season here with temperatures. This looks like a huge warm up in the middle part of the country if this comes true. All right, so how much rain is expected? If we look close to our area, this is what the Weather Prediction Center is showing, and it's actually pretty modest amount of rain they're expecting over the weekend, up to an inch, even to an inch and a half, maybe in eastern areas. But I mean, it is really, really close call. So just how close is it? Let's look through the models. Here's the GFS. If we look through the weekend, you see how we've got this drier slot here. It's showing up maybe a half an inch or more, which is still good. Don't get me wrong, that's a pretty good amount of rain for their area. And then if we look at go through the different models, if we look at the European model here, this one's actually fresh now. Again, maybe half an inch or so of rain, but you see it's much drier than what the GFS is showing. At one point, this was the weather model, and the GFS was drier. So there you go. That's why it's like the The windshield wiper effect as to where the heavy rain goes. Is it going to be west or east or west or east? It's really hard to say. There's some other models out there. We can look at the icon through the weekend. It's showing a pretty good amount of rain over an inch. So I think this is why the Weather Prediction Center is feeling pretty confident with an inch or more of rainfall. And then there is another kind of blend of models. If we look at that, it's much wetter. And again, this is blending all the models together. But this is also updated at a different time frame. This looks really wet, an inch and a half to 2 inches or more, So I have to see. Again, it just depends on how far west that low goes and how much precipitation field reaches west. I am starting to lean towards a heavier rain, meaning an inch or more, only because I think sometimes the GFS and models have a hard time with the western extent of the rain shield. But the European being drier does give me caution. So that's why I say a half inch seems pretty likely. An inch seems like a stretch, but a better chance in eastern areas. All right, that was a long outlook. Let me just show you the long-range outlook for the temperatures. In the 6 to 10, we're going to normal. So it was above normal. Now it's showing the normal temperatures. Again, we're talking like upper 60s, lower 70s this time of year. So not too bad at all. And then the 8 to 14 day period is where the bit cooler air is going to stick around. And that's kind of what the models were showing there. Precip-wise, still drier than normal, and that's not good for our drought situation, and we should get an update on the drought soon. And that was your outlook for the weekend, today and the weekend. Frost tonight, possible western areas, and probably a wet Sunday and a breezy Monday. Question is how wet we will get. Have a good one.